Hello, everyone.
Howdy.
It's William and Andrew here
I'm,
from Allegory Gallery.
I may not be able to stay the full time as we're packing and getting ready for our trip tomorrow.
We are
Bright and dark and early.
bright and dark and early. Bright and dark and early.
So my goal is to leave at 5, so that will probably mean we'll leave at 9.
You gotta tell me the real time.
No, I don't.
You gotta tell me the real time we're leaving.
I don't. We have this thing where we're going to say, oh, we're going to leave at this time. And then William, he gets ready, and then he waits for me.
I do.
I wait until the last, because I have a lot of stuff going on, so I try to like squeeze as much time in as possible.
Yeah.
So I work right up until the last minute till we leave, and then William's like, "Oh, I forgot this."
Yeah, I get ready and get myself together and think I'm ready together, and I'm like. And I'm anxiously waiting. I'm like, okay,
tapping his foot,
the time's
literally tapping his foot.
The time's here. We gotta go. And then he's
the time.
And then it's usually about 10 minutes after the time to go. He's ready, and then I am like, oh, but wait, 1 minute, and then I'm running back into the house for like, and up the stairs and down the stairs and down the basement and up the stairs.
Hot and sweaty. Then he's like, I have to change my shirt. I have to do this. So I've learned that I say maybe an hour earlier than we're supposed to leave, and then we leave when I think we should leave.
But I never actually know the real time, apparently, is what I'm learning now.
Well, because, you know,
he says because things. So, hello, everyone.
How's your Wednesday?
How's your Wednesday going?
Everybody safe?
Obviously, I'm not in pottery class today. Suzanne says, hello, everyone. What a great surprise. Got my package liberated from Baton Rouge. Good. I hope you like it. Got a nice package. Hopefully, it's all arrived okay. Safe and sound. Sandra is here. Hello, Sandra.
We're going to see you in a few days.
We're going to see you in a few days. And I have to get the rest of your thing because Sandra said we can bring her stuff to her since we'll see her. So I'm going to be grabbing some things tonight at the cottage to put in with your package.
Are you sure you don't want it shipped?
That might actually be easier. I have a chunk of it together, so you're going to at least get a chunk of it. We'll see how much of it. There are some things I have not gotten together yet. And it might be easier to ship. There's just some pottery in this one that I would actually rather, I think, bring.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
But we are not going to have a lot of time to pack. I have 1 or 2 packages I must pack tonight, throw in the mail at some point along our road trip tomorrow. And Suzanne got her tattoo finished.
Oh, good.
Nice.
What is it?
What was that tattoo? I forget what you said that one was.
I think you told us, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Susan is here on Facebook until my iPad charges a bit more. Susie, our neighbor, who's going to lovingly take care of our kitties, is on. Hello.
Yeah.
I have a grouping of things at the cottage I have to remember to bring down here for you.
There's something on the table for you also.
So we've got some things. If I remember to bring it down tonight, it'll be here for you. If not, we'll catch you next week.
Oh, I finished putting the glaze. I ran out of sealant for the polymer clay, so I had to order it, and it was delayed.
Yeah, so the Total Request polymer clay, that's done. They're done. They are done now. Some of you got some orders without those in it, and we'll be shipping those with your next batch of things.
Don't worry, it'll come.
Yeah,
they're all done.
They're all done.
I don't know why I worked so hard on that instead of just sleeping. But
I know we were hoping to get all that out before we left, and I saw him working on it, and I didn't want to be like, we're not gonna get those out before we leave, but at least they're done. They're off his mind.
Because stuff came yesterday.
They were really on his mind.
Yeah, I like to have it. also it's taking up so much room.
Yeah.
Because we had those boards out with all
The
the
glass and the boards and the
powder.
powder.
And all this other
Yeah, and it
stuff.
was in here, and I was so afraid. Gilbert kept like trying to run in the door in here, and I was so afraid he was going to get in and like jump and knock everything. They'd be all out of order, and so done. They're all in little baggies with your names on them. Andrew got them all bagged up.
Yeah, I triple checked it. If there's
so hopefully, if there's a
problem,
problem, it was my fault. Is what you're saying?
If there's a problem, just saying. They do look like I said during the video. I put
the disclaimer.
I put a wash, an antiquing wash on it, so it brings out the detail. So it looks different.
There, you had the disclaimer in the video. They will be a little different.
And I said that multiple times. Yeah. So hopefully
they look good.
Pleasant surprise.
Right? They look good, everybody.
I think they look really good.
Yeah, they do.
I was all like, whoa, why would I do this all the time?
He's so impressed with himself. They were good. They really.
And then I was like, oh, because my hands hurt.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. But you did pump out a lot of them.
My hands are okay this time, but when I was doing like batches of 20 of each design, that's when it was not ideal.
Yeah. Hello, Vanessa. Vanessa is here.
There's some for you coming.
Something for you coming. Andrew. See, Andrew knows now. He saw that he has the list. Normally he doesn't know who's getting what or when or anything shipped. Now he's like, oh, you're getting something and you're getting something.
Like Oprah.
He's like in the know now.
You get this. You pay for it. You get this.
You get this.
Right. You get a car. You get a car.
Right?
Nobody's getting a car.
Nobody getting a car. Sorry, everybody. I got something dropped in my eye.
Is it time to cough yet?
I know, right? I got through yesterday without coughing, I think.
I think we're getting used to the weather change.
Yeah, it's finally. Of course, I am in the house now, so this is different than I got used to the cottage.
Well, the cottage is how you call dusty.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that there's no dust.
There's never any dust there.
But there's dust.
Yeah.
So,
Sandra says, just bring what you have and you can ship anything else. No worries. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Thank you. There's some good stuff.
I had a question for you, Sandra, but I can't remember what it is. Oh, what do you want to do? Like, because you said you're completely new to metalsmithing.
Did she do the email?
Yeah, but is there something like, do you want to do cold connections or do you want to do soldering or do you want to do sawing?
What do you want to learn,
if you don't
Sandra?
say, I'm not going to bring it. And maybe they have it at Sawtooth, maybe they don't. So you got to speak, or else you're just gonna get what you get.
You're gonna get some private extra lessons.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get. You're gonna be tired.
He's gonna wear y'all out.
I'm gonna put all the energy into making y'all be happy in your heart. And,
good. He once asked back.
Yeah, it would be nice. But I like it when you feel like you got your money's worth when you take a class. Because I've taken classes, I was like, how much I paid for this?
Yeah, sometimes you just sit and listen, which is sometimes okay, but...
Like one time I took an 8-week class, I made 2 things, and they were crafty.
That's a little bit much.
And I was...
When you walk away from 8 weeks and you've got 2 little things...
And I was like...
That you're not even happy with?
I didn't even really think about it. I was like, huh... And then somebody asked me to see what I made in class, and I was like, well, I made this. And they're like, what else?
And you're like, this? Oh, Charlie is with us on Instagram. Hello, Charlie.
It's been a minute since we've been on
Instagram, I know. I keep forgetting my stuff. And now we're at home, so we didn't leave home today.
I also need to
I left home a lot today.
I also need to ask Sawtooth how late we're allowed to stay. I know we have events every single night that we're there. So we also have to bring at least something that doesn't look like the homeless shambles.
Oh boy, I don't know if I have anything.
It doesn't have to be fancy, but maybe not my, You know, I love an apron because it's very slimming.
He does like wearing
And
his apron.
I also have an apron now that doesn't cut my chi off.
Nice.
So that also makes it nice because, you know, I don't like the neck pressure.
Yeah.
And so I don't think they'll appreciate if I just wear an apron all around
All the time.
Winston-Salem.
Maybe. You'd be the eccentric.
I mean, it's not that. It looks fancy.
It does look fancy. You got
It kind of looks like a harness, though, so I don't know if I want to
get in with a different crowd, right?
And they're going to be like, ooh.
Suzanne says, Nancy was okay last time I texted her. Good.
It seems like a lot of the Florida people got through okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I talked to a bunch of people today, and they said that they had some limbs down and stuff, but in some of it, they had their power get cut off, but
yeah,
a lot of them were not.
Lennis got her package. Should have posted.
Oh, Lennis did?
Yeah.
Hey, did you find your earring that we found?
Yeah, we tucked it in there. Hopefully it stayed tucked in there.
And didn't migrate.
It didn't migrate or get bent out of shape.
I also found your apron. Did
Yes.
you notice that?
We packed that too. So she said I should have posted. Thank you. Well, thank you. Karen is here. Hello, Karen.
I'm excited for the weekend.
Sandra says I still have to wash clothes before I can leave. I did that the other day, but I don't know if we have to do another load or not. We'll have to see.
I don't know.
I don't know if I got everything that I need in there.
Also, I don't know. All the clothes I have now are for whenever I go to a craft school, I buy a t-shirt, kind of like when you go and see a band.
Yeah, he collects them all.
So I was like, should I wear the t-shirt for the other craft school?
I was going to say the competitor craft school.
At that school.
Not that they're competitors, but...
I don't know. I don't think they would mind, but it may be weird.
You do have your nice little cover-up shirts that you got. Your long sleeves. Yeah.
Those ones are many synthetic fibers, so not ideal for
that's
the
true.
Fire.
The fire time.
I don't intend on catching on fire, so it should be fine.
Should be fine.
You know, it's so funny because like in our own studio, I'm pretty like laissez-faire. Is that a real word?
It's a real word. I don't know if that's the right use.
In my mind, it means it's easy, like easy go, easy lucky go.
I guess so.
Easy go. How you go? Easy go lucky.
Yeah. What's that? What is that?
How do you say that?
No,
I've read it. Happy go lucky.
Happy go lucky.
So I'm pretty lax. I mean, I take some precautions. Like when we do enameling and stuff, I'll mess around. I wear a mask. I don't care. Some people are like, oh, it's so heavy. It just gravity just makes it. But then I see people shaking stuff up and it goes into the air and I can see it in the air. And so in my mind, that goes in your nose hole and then it goes in your lung hole.
We're going to be wearing lots of masks, everybody.
So I hope y'all don't mind in class because I'm not getting the brain cancer for y'all. Sorry.
No. Karen says, when you ship, is there something sent by email saying it has shipped? Yes.
Mm-hmm. If you provided your email address.
If we have your email address, which generally, now that depends. So on invoicing, yes, I usually have your so these lives, you should get a thing from stamps.com, I think is what it comes out of. I don't know if it actually comes from info at Allegory Gallery, if they route it that way, or if it's just from stamps.com. But it should say you have a package on the way from Allegory Gallery.
And I know you get that because I get it.
He gets it when I ship stuff for him to places. Mm-hmm. If you order,
have to check your spam folder sometimes.
It often goes in spam. If you order from our online store, it depends. In the online store, you can use your phone number and or your email. And the online store, if you give only your phone number, you'll get a text message about the sending. If you give your email,
turn that off.
Yeah. If you give your email, you'll get an email. Now, if you give us only your text and you turn off text messaging from us, then you might not get anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way that has to work. Charlie's back from Hawaii. Nice.
How is that?
How was it? I bet it was nice. I bet it was nice. Let's see here.
Also, if for people who are about worried about their orders being delayed, William's been shipping every single day.
Yes.
So there is a whole chunk of the country that there's no roads. So
yeah, if you're around that area, it might be a hard time.
If it goes through that hub, if it goes through Charlotte, then maybe it's
I don't know how they're rerouting or what they're doing, but there are some people I've not gotten to in a little while. I have bags of your stuff made. It's just getting it. I actually nearly ran out of boxes and envelopes. I think I ran out of small boxes.
You ordered some.
I ordered some. There's a big package here that just came today of some of that stuff. So I did have to slow down because I ran out of some boxes and stuff. So
what I will say about shipping is that even though there are some delays, like I have stuff. One of my packages is in I think in Tennessee, because I was gonna bring it for the class, but it's stuck in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And then one of it, we get packages every day, so.
Yeah, surprisingly, I shouldn't say surprisingly, our post office is really good. And generally, the post office has been good to us as a business. I know. Knock on do I have real wood here? Driftwood. We generally, in 13 years, probably on less than 2 hands, we can count the number of lost packages and damaged things. And we've shipped a lot. So
we ship out probably 100 orders a week, maybe more.
Yeah, I don't know, because some of those orders are like one thing. But when we tally up all of your orders and pack them together, some of you order every day on this live. That's at least 5 orders a week for one person. Sometimes you order multiple times, so that's multiple invoices. So we count that as multiple orders. So we ship out quite a bit, and we're very lucky.
Now, it is going to get delayed for a few days because we're going to be gone.
I put a notice in the online store because we did a flash sale today. If you didn't see, we're having a flash sale on kits and luxury bead blends right now in the online store. Just use the discount code KITS to save 20% off of both of those things. And I put a banner across the top saying that shipping is temporarily halted. We'll be back on the 15th, and we'll resume shipping on the 15th. So from about here on out, I do have 1 or 2 people that I promised I would get things out to, so I still have to pack yours tonight or early tomorrow morning. But other than that, I'm sorry if you didn't get it yet. I will work hard to get it to you. Like I said, I tried to get most Halloween stuff out, but I'm sure there might be something here or there that I may have missed, but we'll get it to you as soon as we get back home.
That's one reason why we tried to do Halloween earlier, so that we had more time to ship stuff.
Yeah. Vanessa says, "Oh, good, submitting for my claims from last night." You still got claims from last night? Is that what you're saying? Get those in. Get those in, and I can get invoices out, get it checked, and get invoices out. I don't know how much I'll be able to do on the road. Huh?
And earmarked.
And earmarked, yes. And that will also help us with our drive. We're running a few extra errands to pick up a few things along the way. And like I've said on these other lives, we are getting reimbursed for most of the travel stuff, but we got to front it first. And that's a little hard for us sometimes. So y'all are helping us do that. So any of the online sales for the flash sale and anything you order tonight, or if you see anything from previous lives, or the D-Stash. I just put great things in the D-Stash yesterday. all of that stuff is really going to help us out and get us going.
Well, the more we have to work with before we go, the more stuff we can bring back.
Yeah.
So that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
The less money we have to work with, the less stuff we can bring back.
Yeah. And we're also doing a creative make-along. So November 7th, you know, a few days after all that craziness that's going to be going on.
Hopefully it will be done.
Hopefully it will be done.
And it won't get extend a stay like
No extend a stay. It'll work out for the best. And we're all going to be happy. November 7th at 7:30 in lieu of the live, that's a Thursday, we are going to be doing a creative make-along. And the theme of the creative make-along, can anyone guess? Kits and luxury bead blends. So if you grab a kit and luxury bead blend from this sale, that will give you something to work with. If you don't already have one, give you something to work with for the creative make-along. And we hope you'll join us on the creative make-along on Zoom.
They're fun.
They are fun. Last time we had one, it was really a lot of fun. I don't think Andrew could make it to that one. I think he was in other meetings.
I don't remember what was wrong.
I know, but
I didn't go to it.
No. So I had a lot of fun with people.
I think I was sick.
You might have been. Something happened.
That's when I got poisoned.
Oh, that might be. So.
Did y'all hear me gently throwing up in the background?
Throwing up in the background.
And by gently, I mean
I know
loudly.
I know some of y'all here were there. I know Susie was here, was on the creative make-along, our friend Susie Wyatt, and a few others of you joined us on the creative make-along, and it was awesome. So hopefully you'll join us again.
Forever ago.
It was forever ago, I feel like.
Like we were like, oh, you know, this natural disaster happened. Had the art show return. All this stuff has happened in between then and now.
It's crazy.
Sometimes when I feel lazy, I think about all the stuff we've done, and then I'm like, oh, I guess we do a lot.
We do a lot. If you think of everything we do every single day.
Because I'm very hard on myself, and I know that I probably shouldn't be, but you know, it'll take a lifetime to unpick that knot. But so I'm really hard on myself, and I'm like, why couldn't I do this, and why didn't I do this, and I have all these expectations for myself. And then I actually started looking at the things that I've done.
And like, you have a desk full of stuff here you've just done the last few days.
Mm-hmm. So, and I didn't even count that.
Sandra said soldering for sure. Says, I don't know what cold connections are.
So you'd be like riveting.
Yeah, ways to connect two things together without heat.
Yeah, so there are things that you can't do. You can't solder like enamel after the fact. Some people say you can, but I have a suspicion that their stuff breaks a lot. But you know, I don't know. Maybe they've got some kind of trick. Right. But usually, there are certain orders of operation when it comes to metalsmithing, and there are things that you have to do before you can do other things. And there are some things that you can't do at all unless you find a workaround. And there's always a workaround. So
like riveting would be. Sandra says, Andrew, I'm going to wear you out with questions.
Go ahead.
Says, go ahead.
I'm getting paid for.
Charlie says, it was nice and warm, almost too warm, but perfect for my friend's wedding. I was a bridesmaid.
Oh.
She also says, OMG, not gently throwing up.
No, I don't gently throw up. I used to be able to, not anymore.
Yes. Lena says, yes, earring and apron. Oh, good.
Okay.
Susie says, it's getting really bad now. Landfall will be in about an hour near Sarasota. Oh, boy. Teresa Ramsdale joined us. Oh. How are you doing?
It's been a while.
Hopefully all is okay. I know you were in and out of the hospital with things. Hopefully you're doing okay. Anne is here. Anne Schroeder, thank you for joining us.
I feel like I haven't seen you for a while.
She lurks in the background. I know Anne pops in usually sometimes during the live toward the end with a goodbye or a something, but
probably Daniel Tiger keeping you busy.
Right. Sandra says, I am bringing my masks, Andrew, that is listed on what to bring.
Oh, good.
Let's see here.
Yeah, it's pretty, like basically, I like it when you can just roll up and you can just get and have fun.
Roll up and have fun.
Sometimes I've taken classes and they have a list of, I know why they do it, so your kit fee is not as high.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get, like, your supply list is so huge, and I get kind of annoyed when I purposely, like, order something. Like, I ordered this special molding compound for this one class, and we didn't even touch it. And I was like, well, that's nice, I have it, but it has a shelf life.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So I
didn't know that.
Just to roll up, and then you can play with my supplies.
Right.
I made a note to all the students. I was like, so don't be wasting my stuff.
Yeah. He sent out in his email, it was like, now I know sometimes you want to dump the whole thing in.
Nah, you're not going to do that.
But when you need a dime size amount, you pour a dime size amount.
Y'all probably won't even need dime size. We're not doing sculpture 6 foot tall.
No.
We're doing jewelry scale size for the most part. I mean, if y'all want to get like big, we can talk about that. But
yeah. Suzanne says that hasn't been reliable recently. Oh, maybe the mail.
I think they need a new person in charge. But that is maybe too political for our conversation tonight. I do know that when they keep talking about raising the prices before the holidays, it makes my anxiety level go up.
Yeah.
Because we make our living off of our online store now. So
yeah,
when they put deterrence for us to make a living, that makes me less than pleased.
Right. Suzanne says it was a great de-stash. Thanks.
Oh, good.
I'm glad you liked it. There were 2 recent de-stashes. I deleted the other one to start this one. I don't know why. I should have maybe just kept them both up, but I kind of wanted to spread it out into 2 spreadsheets for myself because they were getting a lot of different letters in there. And so right now there is antler and bone beads and buttons and pendants and charms and some gemstones as well. So if you haven't checked that out, please check it out. Let's see. Lena says, do you see all the kits you showed in the video? Which video was that? Don't know what you mean, Lennis. Do you see all the kits you showed in the video? All the kits on the online store are for sale at 20% off.
Oh, you mean like the ones we post in the lives?
The ones we post during the lives, particular lives, sometimes there aren't any left. Those ones don't generally get into the online store right away. The Halloween ones are in the online store both years. And Forever Home blends and lots of good stuff they're in the online store. But I'm not sure if that answered your question. Susan says, hello, everyone, now over on YouTube. Nice.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time in the class. There's only 4 of us because there's some cancellations. So, I mean, there'll be 6 of us in total with me and William. I don't know how long, if Sarah's going to hang out. She's the metals coordinator. So maybe there'll be more.
Be in there with us.
But they don't get a kit.
No.
I've been working hard on this business.
Yeah. Sandra says, yes, cold connections then.
All right, I have to remember to bring some of the stuff. So also, I don't know how late we're allowed to stay in the studios, because some of that we can do like after. I know some of the students are more advanced, so they may not want to do the basic stuff, but we're gonna squeeze as much into it as possible.
Yeah. Anna says, surprise. Hello, people. Hello, Anna. Thanks for joining us. Susan says, I had to mail some documents to the local post office today and saw the notice about steep holiday price increase. Totally nuts.
I know. That's not my favorite.
Not my favorite. We don't like to raise prices, but we also can't eat that.
No, especially not this year.
And I don't know what prices are going up, if it's just mostly like they came out with that ground advantage, and that seems to be pretty reasonable. It's also generally insured, which is nice, but I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't looked at the prices yet for things like we're doing.
No, not yet.
Most of our mailing. I don't even want to go there yet. Trying to get everything out before all that happens. Lena says, yes, are there any kits left from the live? I wanted some of those, but I was skint. Which live? Like the bead blends? We just did bead blends in a live the other day. There were some of those left, but I don't remember kits. The last kits we did were Halloween. There are some Halloween ones left.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
That would have been last week on...
Oh, when you did SL lots, the surprise lots.
Is that it?
There were some, I think there were some one-off kits in the surprise lots. I have not separated out any of the SL stuff out of the bag yet. So visually, that's usually how my memory works. Visually, I don't know because I wasn't taking them out of the bag. So I have them on the spreadsheet. If that's what you mean.
I don't know.
Because I think Andrew made some individual little kits and stuff up.
The only ones that are on sale are the ones on the website.
But there may be some SL lots left. And says, I saw that at the post office today. They had signs about jacking up prices next 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not hard enough as it is.
I know.
But I get it. Everything costs more. So
yeah.
And there were people, they're like, oh, well, it's because of the administration. I was like, no, it's not. It's not because of that. They can...
yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyways. I'm not going to get into it.
No.
But what I will say is we're going to do our best to get all this shipping out so that we don't have the things. And if we can keep our prices down, we are going to try.
Yeah, we will do our best, and we will always pass on. Like I said, we don't make very much in money in shipping, but that's not the goal.
We don't make any money. We probably lose money.
We do probably, but we charge you what we're charged generally, and that's commercial rates. So that's better than what you get if you would just drop off a package at the post office. So Cheryl says, hi all, listening while I walk the pup, hoping to see the Northern Lights tonight, but clouds are rolling in by the lake.
I never get to see it.
Suzanne says, at least you try to combine. A few sellers won't. I don't buy from them anymore. We do our best. You know what? I do get why they don't, because if I did not combine people's shipping, you would just pack one order, send it out, pack one order, send it out, pack one order, send it out. And in some ways, from the very beginning of things, that's easier. Where we are at this point, it's easier for me to combine. But if we were started fresh and I saw an order come in and I would just pack it up and ship it out, pack it up and ship it out, it would kind of be easier. And it takes up no space compared to when we sort your orders out, it takes up some space. Luckily, we have small stuff. So it's...
I get it why they don't do it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't... When people say they can't do it, I get it. Because for a while we did not. There was a time when we would not really combine and hold orders because we didn't have the space, especially when we were shipping from out of the store, or when we were shipping or out of our house.
The beige store was small.
Yeah.
So our shipping department in the beige store was like the size you have behind your desk right now.
It was not big.
So there wasn't any place to put it.
No.
And sometimes they would tell us to hold orders, and we would end up holding it for like months.
Yeah.
and it would just take up so much room.
Yeah. Now we have a bigger space. We can hold orders more. We can organize things a little bit better, so it works out. But for people with really small stores, really small shipping areas, like
or if they have somebody else doing their shipping for them.
yeah, it's hard.
Like if they have a helper, like Barb, she used to get so confused because we do all these events all the time, and we'd have a sale here, and we have an event here, and have a D-stash here, and this and this. And if it's us doing it, it's not as hard because we already know.
We know what we did.
Well, I should say when William does it, it's not me. But it's a little bit easier when we do it because we know.
Yeah.
But if they have a helper, then that I can understand why they don't do it. And then some of the places, like I get it, they're shipping like on Amazon. Even Amazon doesn't combine shipping on some of their stuff. So
yeah, so that's also sometimes because it ships so fast.
But and from
all over the country, different warehouses. And says ground advantage and priority are other thing that are the holiday pricing
that are going up.
Boy, let's see here. Suzanne says my Turkish eye blend wasn't in this package, so I'm hoping the next one probably is. It's probably sitting with the other things that are still yet to go out for you.
We had so many of those left over, and I was kind of disappointed because that was like one of my favorite mixes ever.
Yeah. Lena says, yes, bead blends. Okay, if not on sale, I'll look at the SL lots. Yeah, those were SL. We did 3 or 4 SL shows.
Computer.
Those were SL, I think 50 to 60, somewhere in there, those bead blends. And I do believe there are a few.
Oh, I made some good ones.
Yeah, you did. And
they
I do
were
believe
so good.
I do believe there were a few left. I haven't gotten them all packed up yet. I hope I didn't oversell. I just estimated on how many we were going to have, but I think I'm pretty good at estimating those. Vanessa says everything is going up. I don't even want to think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our taxes at the building in Johnstown went up, and it was like, how is this? I was like, y'all don't even do anything. No.
Anne says, honestly, however people ship is okay with me if it gets to me safely. Shipping is difficult. Says, one time I got a subscription order from Amazon, and meantime I had ordered one other thing separately, and it came with the subscription. How in the world they keep track of that? It's a bit creepy. Yeah, there are things. Sometimes I order from Amazon, and then I later that day I'm like, oh, I need this too, and it all comes together, and I'm like, how has that magic happened? But that magic happens with that magic happens with giant warehouses and lots and lots and lots of staff and robots and special tracking robots.
If you watch that movie Nomadland, they show it because sometimes they hire the nomad people for help, and especially around the holidays. And so they show like Frances McDormand go in there, and they show like how she works one day. I mean, they don't go. It's not like step-by-step tutorial.
No.
But they show kind of how that goes.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I was looking at it, I was like, maybe I need to get a job for the winter. And then I looked at some of the jobs that were available around here. And the one was like in a UPS packing department.
I was going to say, UPS is hiring. I was looking too.
And then I was thinking about my friends who worked at UPS and how they're like basically all crippled now because it's very physically demanding. And then the one he can't hardly walk now because he was working in one of those packing plants.
I was looking at those jobs. They pay pretty well.
That's not enough to do that.
It's
though.
like $21 an hour around here,
Which is good for here.
which is good for here. And somebody's trying to get in.
Oh,
And
my darling.
they don't even make you come in for an interview. You fill out a form and you can be hired right on the spot and get your schedule. So they're like looking for people
They're
all the
desperate
time.
for it.
Yeah, they are looking for people all the time that can do that kind of work. But
I can't do it though.
I was like, I could maybe do it for a while. I worked in a warehouse. It wasn't that kind of warehouse, but I because I was looking at picking up some part-time work to supplement, and then I started thinking about it, and I was like, if I did that kind of work and then tried to come and do our work,
you would not be able to do it.
I would not be able to do it. I would be way too tired and too worn out and too in pain, probably.
I know we're not young.
I like to think that I'm young, and that I could work a full warehouse shift and then come back and work our normal lives, but I'm not so sure.
I could get a job at like a museum.
Right?
I thought about it. We have to move to Memphis though, so then that kind of defeats the purpose.
Right? That'd have to be a really big pay increase.
Which it's not.
Yeah.
So.
And since I feel like that level of hiring means they're always short-staffed and they will work you into the ground.
Correct.
That's what I was like, it'd be easy to get a job, but then I started thinking about why
they have signing bonuses and why they have all this other stuff.
And why they barely even talk to you before they say, yes, you're hired.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know people who do it, and some people love it.
Yeah, some people love it.
Some people excel at that.
I don't know. For one, I'm too slow. So
yeah,
I like to think about stuff and like put good intentions. And they're gonna be like, faster. Like when I worked in the restaurant, I have kind of I don't know. I think I have a slightly calm demeanor, and one of the people one of the higher ups, the managers at the time, one of the regional managers, had made a comment about how it didn't look like I had expediency in my demeanor. And so what we did is we looked at our numbers and compared the numbers, and my numbers were exponentially higher than some of the people who exhibited expediency. And what it was is I didn't act so stressed out. Like people would be cursing and screaming and running up and down and running in the kitchen and falling down and doing all kinds of stuff. And like I just didn't see the point of
getting
that.
Wild.
Like how some people they make it so that it looks like they're doing work, but they don't get any much more work done than I was doing when I was slow.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they got an extra couple of orders out, but it's also like when I was a waiter, I was not good at turning over tables because I would spend time with the customers. And so I would walk out and I would have huge tips.
But you weren't turning tables for the restaurant.
Yeah, and the ones that were like flipping tables, they're always complaining and had like people were like cussing them out and was complaining about the orders getting wrong and all different kinds of stuff. And I was like, well, all of my tables did really well. But anyways, I haven't done that in 20 years and I don't want to do it again.
Vanessa sometimes thinks about taking a part-time job during the holiday season on a customer support desk from home. I'm not sure I want to listen to angry people during the holidays. Yeah, that's hard, right?
No, I don't think so.
Lena says, I was working into the ground the last week and I only mailed 12 packages. It's not easy to pack. I'm telling y'all, like when we say we work every day on these packages, we do. But I feel like some days I get like nothing done. It's so packing and shipping people who do that, like I used to kind of do that for a living at the Roadster factory. When I was younger, I worked in the shipping department, and all day, all we would do is pull parts from the warehouses. We had carts. We pushed carts around 5 different warehouses, pull parts from the bin for the orders, pack them in a box, make sure they were safe, send them down the line to be packaged at the computer. As I got older, I got to use the computer and be the one at the computer doing the labeling and all that. But everyone did everything. Even if you were doing the labeling, you still went and picked packages when it was slower up there. And
even your aunt picked packages.
Even my aunt, who was the director of operations, and could have sat at her desk. She went back into the warehouse.
Not the type to
let other people work and her sit at her desk.
But she also did have heart problems.
Yeah,
stress.
But she, we all pitched in and did things. But packing and shipping is hard work. Sandra says packing and shipping is hard work. Yes, it is. It is. And people who do that line of work, I never look down on people who do that kind of thing.
No way.
No matter where they're working, because they're doing it because they're making ends meet. Most people...
Some people like it, though.
Some people like it, but most people are not doing that job because it's their joy, right? They're doing it because they're working. And...
which is nice, I think about that, too, though, how nice it must be not to have the buck stop at us.
Yeah.
Because with us, if we don't make enough money, that falls on us.
Yep.
So, like, when I work for other people, I would work as hard as I could.
Yeah, always worked hard.
There was, like, a freedom in knowing that
Well, generally, you knew how much you were going to make, and you made that amount. And it was up to someone else to make sure that happened for you.
Nowadays, if we have to make that, we have to make it.
Yeah. Now we need something, we have to make that money. And it's not as easy. And it's a little bit, for me, it's a little bit more anxiety ridden than the other way. But also, I don't know if I could go back to other hours working for other people. That would be hard.
I'm sure if you had to, you could.
Yes. Well,
but the choice
would I choose to?
Is, I think for us, we're in this phase, like, we're in a growth phase in a time that is not necessarily conducive to grow. And so for us, when we moved the store, we thought, oh, well, it's only 30 minutes from the old location. And some people would travel hours to come
and see us.
And in Johnstown, unless we're having like a really special event, that doesn't necessarily happen.
No,
so
we're starting to get more and more people coming in,
but it's going to take
years
because it took us years to do that in the old location. So
yeah. Let's see. Vanessa says I'm constantly multitasking, and Susan says multitasking overtaxes your brain. It's true.
Well, that's what we do.
Trent says the problem is the speed they want you to do it.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Maybe if I took drugs.
Certain drugs might help.
What's the one that makes you hyper?
Of course, going to wear you out even faster. Put you on some Adderall, get you shaken up and focused.
I know. I used to know people who would take that for fun. I was like, for why? I
have never taken it, and sometimes I feel like I should be on it. Because I feel like I have ADHD sometimes, and
that help?
That's what they give you for that.
Oh, I don't know anything about it. I knew one person, they wouldn't take their pills and then they would sell them, and they're basically drug dealers. So that was fun.
I've never taken one of those. I feel like I should have tried it at some point, but
for what?
because I feel like
at
least, well, I would know if it would help me, because.
But then isn't that kind of like if you're not in a controlled environment, then maybe you get what...
That one's not so bad from what I understand. It's just it makes you hyper focus. The ability, like when I clean, you know how I go from this and then I get distracted and I clean over here. It just makes you and you just do the thing without the.
Maybe I need that then.
That's what I said, because
But I thought
supposedly
that makes you hyper, though.
it gives you the energy, but it calms the. Like when I clean, the whole process is a mental like maze. I'm constantly, every little thing I do, should I do this? Should I throw it out? Should I keep it? Should I do that? And it supposedly cuts through all that and you just do the job. It gives you that focus. What do they call that? That
executive function?
No, the when you get in that zone.
The flow?
The flow.
Flow state?
It puts you in flow state.
But not for that.
It puts you in flow state, whatever
for
you're
everything. Doing. I don't know, because I use cleaning as a way to get inspiration sometimes. Like if I'm stuck, like desperate for ideas or direction, then I sit down and clean.
Yeah, Trent says it's a calming focus, but it is addictive.
Who has said that?
Trent Briggs, who comes on and joins us sometimes. It's a calming focus, but addictive. You can't just like, I think if you're taking it for a long time, you can't just stop. It's not one of those that you just want to stop. Some people don't take it often enough and they do sell it, and that was a thing, all through college and high school. You heard about that, but
for high school, I went to high school and there was like a whole black market of pills and stuff because it was such a competitive environment. And so like when we were like freshmen, we had this like underground ring of somebody buying chocolate covered espresso beans, and they would sell those, and we would like, oh. But then eventually people were taking harder stuff.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't know. Is that good for your like long-term memory and cognitive function?
A lot of people take that every day.
Well, if that works, it works.
That's the thing for ADHD. That's usually what you get.
I mean, for me, I don't know if I don't want to mess around with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a delicate flower now.
Well, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on people who have started that, who have been just recently diagnosed with ADHD, and they start on their meds and the difference that it makes. And I'm like, I relate to a lot of this.
I know some people do that, what they call that microdosing.
Yeah, that's another whole
thing. They said that worked for them so well because they tried all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't work for them.
Yeah.
At all. So
lots of different things out there.
If you can figure it out, then that's good. My thing is I'm gonna try it and then end up in the grave. So.
Well, that's the thing. Also, Adderall is one of those things that it's harder and harder to get these days.
Is it?
For a while, like you could almost get it online by being diagnosed, and just it was one of those. And then they put a stop to that, and then even doctors were having a hard time getting it for their patients and prescribing it and all that.
I know some of our friends, they take the ketamine treatment.
Yeah, the microdose ketamine.
I don't know if it's micro. Is it?
Some of them are.
One of them, they were talking about how they were tripping like crazy, and I was
that made it.
And you did this at the doctor's office?
I know.
Was this a real doctor, or like
Right.
This special doctor?
The special doctor. Sandra says, I don't want to go back to corporate. I need this to work. This show is a lot of work. I get it.
Yeah, we get it.
We definitely get it.
I think one of the things that like I've been doing, because I've been focusing on building my career, my individual career, the past year or so, 2 years, and it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'm like, why am I even doing this? But I think it is paying off.
Well, we're going to teach.
Yeah, and I got invited to teach. I didn't even apply for the one. I didn't apply for either of these, actually.
You just got an invite.
So it's paying off.
Yep.
But,
and the people are appreciating what the Metal Museum accepted a piece.
Which one?
Into their collection from
more than one.
More than one. I don't think we told everyone. I wasn't sure if that was I knew there was one. Yeah.
I know that they took the Ann Wolfe pieces, and then they took the Keith Lewis
piece. So Andrew's 2 of the pieces that Andrew curated for the Metal Museum are now in their permanent collection.
Mm-hmm. I think there may be a third one too,
Oh.
but they didn't say. Nobody said. So I was like, "Why didn't you tell? It's not like I'm gonna ask for a cut,
right? Just, can I use this for publicity, please?" Yeah. So, yeah. No, I think it's good you're building your career that way,
because it's nice because then, the bead world is so up and down. It's a very feast or famine, and I'm not built for famine anymore. I'm only involved. I want to
be feasting forever.
Yeah, the movable feast, but not. I can't. I'm getting too old to do this push until you pass out business.
Yeah.
So I think it's working out.
Oh, I can't wait till you can sell a piece for tens of thousands of dollars, and then be just like, huh? Again, back to. I didn't know you back then.
I didn't even know me.
Yeah, back when Andrew was in college, he used to sell pieces for tens of thousands of dollars.
And I thought, oh, this is normal.
This is normal.
Go put that on the credit card. I saw paying it and pay it off.
And it's been a while since he sold a $10,000 piece.
Sell a $98 penny, let alone 10,000.
Right. So we want to get Andrew back to where he's selling $10,000 pieces, and that means all of your pieces then that you all have go up in value.
Like real estate.
I
don't think that's how that works. Actually, I do think that's how it works. That back in the day, Kiki Smith, she was an established artist, but she used to do more accessible things. And so at one point, she had this doll that they made through the Fabric Workshop in Philly. And it was like $100 and something. And I was like, oh, it's kind of, maybe not. And now I just looked at it last night. It's $3,000.
$3,000. That'd have been a nice markup.
I know. Hindsight.
Right.
I mean, I do.
Not even hindsight. You knew. You had a feeling. But
like that, I have
him and hot on the price.
I have a tingle sense.
I
want something's gonna go up. But yeah, there is a couple things that I really want to get, but we are not.
No, we are not in a position right now.
Like
hopefully
there's
soon.
David Harbour Clemens piece. It's $1,100, and I know I'm like.
He's like, that's gonna be a lot of money someday.
That's gonna be in a museum collection. So when I die, basically somebody's gonna be happy because then they can go through and clear it out. Just hire a good appraiser.
He's like, do not just send it to any auction. Yeah. Hire a good appraiser. Yeah. So anyway, that's our lives. How are y'all doing out there? What's going on?
Good.
Hopefully good.
That's Wednesday night.
It is Wednesday night. We got to be on the road early tomorrow.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, he says. That means I could go to bed like now.
Unfortunately, that's not possible.
He says that's not possible. Yeah, we weren't going to do the live today. And then we were like,
I think it's good to take a break because I wasn't getting. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I was getting a little bit stuck in my brain about all this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's nice to take a break and hang out with y'all. I may not be able to stay the whole time, but yeah.
All right. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to show you I took a trip today to the Manos Gallery in Tarentum, Pennsylvania, and picked up Andrew's artwork from the show, from the 24 Minis show. And Andrew posted these on his timeline. I think at least one or two of you grabbed some. But he's selling these at $98 each. That was the price at the gallery. And if you would like one of them, let us know. They are on Andrew's timeline on his Facebook page. But you can also let us know here. Probably I'm not giving them lot numbers, but the easiest way to do it would take a screenshot when I show them to you here.
We're just claiming on my timeline.
Or just claim on his timeline. That's the easiest thing to do. His timeline is open to the public as long as you have a Facebook account. You can claim on his timeline.
If you don't have Facebook, then you can email us.
Yeah, just email us with a screenshot if you don't have Facebook. Susan says, doing okay. One thing I like about my post office, it's a vintage building. It has a charming mural that was a WPA project during the 1930s.
I love that.
That's cool. That's really cool. All right, let's flip this camera around. We're going to take a look at some artwork. How about that? Let's turn on the lights. Let's flip the camera.
You make it get warm.
I know. We're actually waiting for it to get warm. It's chilly lately. It's very cold. Andrew pulled the heater into the bedroom, thankfully, yesterday. It was nice and warm.
That means now it's cold in here.
Yeah, it's cold in here.
That's because we moved all the heaters to the cottage.
Yeah, we did. All right, let me move this because this is going to color correct for us a little bit. And let me get light from the other side because otherwise one side's going to look really, really dark.
I'm excited for the trip.
I'm actually excited for the trip too.
But I'll be more excited when we're done.
I'd be more excited if we sold a few of these paintings tonight to help with the trip.
Yeah.
But because otherwise I'm going to be grinding my teeth a little bit. But you know, that's the way it is in a small business. Some days, feast or famine.
It'll work out. Don't worry.
He's like, don't worry. I'm like, Urgh!
Yeah, he gets hurt, he starts worrying.
Ooh, I do. I've had a stomach ache all day today thinking about it, to be honest. That's my life. I woke up with it. I will probably go to bed tonight with it.
You need some Tums.
Tums does not help that. Anyway, so this is one of the paintings, and these are, I believe, 6x6, just about 6x6. And these are, tell him about these, Andrew.
I made them.
He made these. They are hand drawn. This part.
It's not traditional drawing in the sense that I also use paint.
That's what I was wondering, because I know this is not just drawn.
No, and that's how I get those kind of subtle shading, is I mix paint in with the graphite. And it gets kind of that more, I don't know how you call it. It has a more subtle shading effect.
And then the backgrounds.
They're all from gel prints.
Gel prints. So any of y'all out there, I know some of you, I was asking questions in the D-Stash, some people are talking about trying to do more gel printing. I think that was Amanda. I don't know if she's here right now. But Andrew does a lot of that. So if you ever need advice or have questions, let us know.
I don't think I'm going to ask though.
He's like, I don't know.
I mean, I can do it, but I don't know if the gel printing, I'm not like an expert at it. But you know what it is I have a very specific use for it. So what I do is I create basically color field paintings. And I then chop those up and tear them up and make collages out of them to make the backgrounds. So there are people who have very specific things they do, like image transfers and stuff like that. I don't do any of that. So I'm not the person to ask for that.
Not that kind of thing.
No, you know that some artist, just because you're an artist doesn't. Like I had somebody, they're like, oh, can you make this sculpture? And I was like, I don't actually work like that, but maybe.
Maybe. Suzanne's back from dinner. We had fake chicken stew and rice.
Sounds good.
That sounds really good. Andrew made us some meatloaf burgers.
They're like little sliders.
They're like little sliders. Yeah, he made a fake meatloaf last night, and it was really good. And potatoes. And today we have biscuits, and we put the fake meatloaf on the biscuits, and it turned into like a little slider.
In theory, I could have made that better.
Sandra says, "Oh, I like the bunny." Well, Sandra, if you want the bunny, I can bring it to you. They're $98 each.
There's 2 bunnies.
There's
That's
2
the better
bunnies.
one.
I don't know. One or two of these is already sold. I don't know which one it is.
There's a heron that got claimed.
The heron got claimed. So if you like the bunny, let us know. You can claim on Andrew's timeline. That's the easiest because then everything's in one place for me. But
if you don't want people to know your business, you can message me.
You can message too. Susan says, "Curious, how do you make the fake meatloaf?" I was curious about that too because we had nothing in the house, so I have no idea what he made that out of. I was a little afraid to ask what's in the meatloaf.
So I don't have recipes. I know when people ask for that, that's so fun and exciting when I can't tell them exactly. But I caramelized some onions and then I cooked.
We did have onions.
I put some black-eyed peas and black beans and I sauteed those in the caramelized onion. And then I added a bunch of spices. And then I added, what else did I add? A little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of apple cider vinegar.
Sandra loves the swirl too. You want to get both, Sandra? Help us out. We'll bring it to you. Can deliver.
Oh no, that's like DoorDash for art.
I know, right? How about that? Lena says, "I love lentil nut loaf."
It's basically like that, and then I smushed it up with the immersion blender. Boy, that immersion blender gets a workout.
He uses it like every day.
I use it for paper pulp. People like, you use it for that? I was like, I wash it. It's not like It's not like I'm like eating paper.
Suzanne says art DoorDash, right?
And then what else did I put? Oh, and then I put eggs as a binder. And then I put a little bit of flour to help thicken it up. Oh, that's the other thing, is I cooked off all the liquid so that it wasn't too runny.
That makes sense because they were nice and thick and they held up together.
Mm-hmm. And so, in theory, I could have made it better. Like instead of using like a regular wheat flour, I could have used like a chickpea flour or a split pea flour, mung bean.
If we had all that.
Yeah, put some mushrooms in it for umami.
If we had that.
Correct. We did not.
We did not.
So anyways, I made these. And when I was a kid, my brother went missing. And when he left, our family kind of fell apart. And
Lena says the Lynx was cool.
I was the youngest in the family, so that I kind of got forgotten. And so I was by myself a lot. And so I used to, and we weren't allowed to talk about it. So we weren't, because like if I said my brother's name back then, like my mom, she'd get into like this almost like a catatonic state and would not speak to us and then would lock herself in her room and cry and stuff. So we weren't allowed to talk about it. And so for years and years, I had friends from back then who they used to come to the house every day, but they never knew that I had a brother.
It's wild.
My friend Jenny, she didn't know I had a brother.
Really?
And I was like, who did you take this in the pictures? And so, so we did not talk about it. And so we used to have a camphor tree in our backyard. And in my mind, it was huge. It probably wasn't that big in actuality, but at the time I was a small child, so it was massive. So I had this kind of like clubhouse that I kind of made in the camphor tree. And I used to have little imaginary tea parties with, not really tea parties, but hang out. I don't know. They're just creatures. And so I would read books and stuff, and I'd bring. We always had cats, and we had lots of cats because we were too poor to fix the cats. So I know, whatever. But we didn't have money to fix the cats at the time, so we always had kittens. And so there's always like there's not many pictures of me when I was young because they stopped taking pictures after my brother left. And so, but the ones that do exist, usually I'm holding a cat. And anyway, so this is kind of like, you know, I don't know. With my artwork, a lot of stuff I kind of deal with in my work is I use it as a vehicle to heal myself, but also to storytell. So things like fantasy and fairy tales and fables, they were very important to me because they helped me make sense of the world at a time that didn't make sense to me. You know, the older I get, I realize the more my work becomes, I circle back. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But like I used to go, like the more I make work and the more I think about the work I make, the more I see the connections to some of those core memories from my youth. So the backgrounds, they kind of look like textiles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do this kind of collage. I've been doing it for years and years and years. This kind of patchwork quilting of collage. And I realized, you know, I wanted to sew when I was a little kid. And because I was a boy, I was not allowed to. But my grandma, she was very, she was one of my defenders as a child. So she snuck me in. And one of my earliest memories is laying underneath the quilt at the sewing circle, and I don't know if they knew I was there. They probably figured it out because I can't imagine that I was perfectly still for hours and hours. But I was there, and I remember looking up, and you could see the light through the top of the quilt that they were stitching, and so I could see like these patches of color that were lit up with light, and I could hear them talking. I couldn't hear what they were talking. They're probably talking smack. That's probably why boys weren't allowed either.
Dishing the tea.
And I remember I'm not going to say who it is.
Well, thank you, Sandra. So just post it on your timeline, Andrew. Bring the squirrel with you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. We really appreciate that.
And then so
I love this cat.
It looks a little bit special, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's called Derpy.
Derpy. I think it's so cute.
Thanks. Yeah, I like the one when their eyes are a little bit wide apart.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, so those are kind of the backgrounds. When I was first in art school, I used to make art quilts. And I cannot imagine what my grandma would say if she saw them because they were pretty terrible. Because they like took it serious, you know. And I'm like, oh, let's do in color and texture and light. And I'd mix like silk with this like cotton, you know, it wasn't like stuff that I dyed myself. And like, you know, it was not.
These backgrounds are actually really interesting when you look at them. They're really pretty and have so many different layers and colors to them.
Thanks. So I make those collage backgrounds, and then the images, I kind of start with some different sketches, and then I have a process where when I draw, then I use the white paint, and you go back and forth with the white paint and the shadows and the shading, and it creates that kind of thing. I started doing that with the Noble Creatures. So they're done in a very similar way as the Noble Creature. I was going to put crowns on everything. Yeah, but, they're going to call me One Trick Pony up in here. But I used to have a crown, a cardboard crown that I would wear as a child.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. So yeah, use time. So basically, I'm in my 40s and can't get over being 7.
Being 7. I think we all get hung up. I'm sure I know there are definite things from when I was around that age that I'm still hung up on.
Yeah, and but it changed my life, and it
Well,
shaped my
yeah.
life in such a profound way. And as artists, I kind of feel like your goal in life as an artist is to document and show the world from your perspective. Even if your work is not representational, even that is commentary on the world around you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like some people are inspired by science. Well, if you didn't have the science that we have today, it would be different, right?
It's true.
So, in my way, it talks about that generation of, not having a voice, basically. And because, nowadays people, they say everything. I mean, not really, but I kind of feel like there's more freedom to say what you want now than back when I was growing up.
Well, and people know how to express it now.
At least the language is developing.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be perfect, but at least it's at least it's kind of there.
That's the last one, everybody.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So my work often explores my identity and deals with that.
These are all on wood, by the way.
Yeah, and they're all sealed. And I actually ran out of time to seal them before I left for a retreat or for a workshop. So I had to take them with me, and then in the night times I kind of mess around with them a little bit.
Yeah, never leaving them just alone, right?
No, that's my other thing. Like somebody's like, "How come you don't show your work? You don't hang your work in your house?" And I was like, "Because then I would pull it off the wall and start fixing it." And so.
Yeah, he's a constant noodler.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have much of his. I have some of his art I hang here in my office.
And I quiet myself to not mess with it.
And then some of his art is in the spare bedroom, which we rarely go into. So he doesn't have the desire to fix it all.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Right. Some of the things in there, I was looking the other day, I forgot you even ever made.
Same with me. I don't even remember everything. Somebody showed me a picture. I was like, "Oh, that's really cool. I wonder who made that." And they were like, "You did, dummy."
Did.
And I was like, "Uh-oh."
As you're complimenting yourself? Probably just think you're complimenting yourself.
No, I think they could tell I was genuine rapture of my mind.
All right, everyone. We have a few lots for you tonight. Nothing major. I don't know how many we actually got up to, but we're gonna
go with it.
We're gonna go with a few things. If you'd like to purchase from tonight's video, we have XF numbers. XF. So take down XF1, for example, put that in the subject line. In an email to info@allegorygallery.com and send it our way. This is the lot number. This is the price per lot. This is the number of lots available. All right. The first one, XF1, is this lot of check glass rounds. And these are these big ones. at about 12, just about 11 and a half, 12 millimeters. They're about 12 this way and about 11 and a half this way. And they're in this beautiful blue, and they've got this kind of silvery finish. And of course, there's a cat hair on my table. And you get 12 of these for $4, and there are 2 of them available, XF1. Remember, any of these cells will help us on our way. We appreciate y'all so much for all the help you've given. And don't forget, the online store is currently having a sale on inspiration kits and luxury bead blends. 20% off the prices there. Just use discount code KITS, or if you get our email, there's a link in the email that'll automatically put that into the cart. All right, that's XF1, only $4 per lot. That's pretty much a strand of that check glass. I think when we had that in the store, it was more like $6 or $8 a strand. Those were some expensive beads back then. Not for y'all. Suzanne says, just heard from Nancy. I has passed, but a lot of strong winds now. That's good. Good that it has passed, and hopefully on its way. It sounds like she's okay, so that's good. XF2. This is $5. This is a lot of these beautiful pink dagger beads. Speaking of pink, I haven't seen Marianne on in a while. I know she's around. I've seen her pop online. Hopefully all is okay. I don't know if any of y'all chat with her or not otherwise. Beautiful daggers, check glass in that nice pink color. Only $5. 1 lot of those available. XF2. So what else is going on, everybody? Everybody have plans? We know what our plans for the weekend are. What are your plans for the weekend? Getting ready for anything? Doing anything? Sander, I know what your plans for the weekend are. Anybody else? What are y'all making? XF3. Susan says, one of my friends in Sarasota said Milton's Eye just passed. Eerily quiet. XF3. Are these little kind of rainbowy, kind of rainbow shapes, right? They're drilled across the top. There are 5 of them here. That means they're 50 cents each only. XF3. XF3. These are just some random things we had around the house. Like I said, we took a break from what we were doing to do the live, and we pulled some things Andrew had around the house.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? I know. We never know what's going to... Very random. Vanessa says, I'm watching the storm on a weather channel. They are making it sound like it isn't as bad as expected. That's what... even Nancy posted something on her page about how the national news, I think, is making it sound, but people in Florida are like, we're used to this. Like, this is...
Yeah, I talked to my mom and she was like, whatever.
Yeah, like people generally, I mean, I know some people had some really hard times with the last one that came through, Helen, but this is, the national news loves to get people worked up about the weather.
I mean, it is something that you have to be careful because people did die in the last storm.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the reasons why people are on such high alert right now is because of how bad Helene was.
Yeah. And this one is, I mean, it was set up as a Category 5.
They said that they're going to try and make a category 6.
They're talking about with climate change, we're getting to the point that we may have to come up with a category 6 structure, which is kind of crazy. These are these little kind of furnace glass, like these are not David Christensen. They're done in a different way. These are, you can see they are colored on the outside. David Christensen does his around the core. Usually. Huh?
I mean, they're a similar technique.
Yeah.
It's just the way that they layered there.
Just layered differently. And they are really nice. They're only $3. $3 for those. Sandra said the eye is always so spooky.
It's empty in the middle.
Yeah. Susan says our wedding anniversary is Saturday. We're going to a local Japanese Thai restaurant for dinner. Maybe we'll go to the art museum Saturday morning. Don't know yet. Well, happy anniversary. I don't know if we'll see you again before then. So happy anniversary.
Which one was it?
Susan Surreal.
Oh, happy anniversary.
And let's see.
You know, my mom used to watch our lives, but she can't figure out how to turn on her iPad anymore, so
Yeah.
she don't watch anymore.
Sandra says Port Charlotte is flooded pretty bad. I think my friend has a house there. That's sad.
That one, it's weird because that one's on the East Coast, isn't it? Port Charlotte?
Oh.
Or am I thinking of Port St. Lucie? I don't know. I don't know.
You're losing your Florida geography.
Oh, well, I didn't barely knew it then.
Well, that's like in PA. I don't know everywhere in PA, that's for sure.
There's stuff in Pennsylvania. I look at the map, and I'm like, I still don't. I have to like keep zooming out.
Uh-huh.
Because they're like, oh, it's in Spring Grove. I was like, what the heck is Spring Grove?
So these are little shell coins, and this is a whole strand. They're 10 millimeters by about 3. And it's this whole long strand of them for only $6. XF5. XF5. Better safe than sorry with weather events, says Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I mean, if you're in a dry, high place, the thing in Florida is that you don't have like mountains and stuff.
Yeah. Student says our local news likes to hype weather of all types. Usually it's a big nothing. That's a fortunate thing. Yeah, we get that here, and we always battle against that because they're always telling people not to go out in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And lately there's hardly any bad snowstorms here in PA.
Yeah, they called it an apocalypse one year.
Yeah, and there was like 2 inches.
And I was like, huh?
And so they keep people away from the small businesses on days that, you know, people like weekends when people would normally be going out, they tell people not to. And then they're wrong about the weather.
Mm-hmm.
And then it makes us crazy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Let's see here. And I must not be seeing some comments because somebody said, I'm sorry to hear that, Lennis, and I don't know, didn't see anything Lennis wrote. Still can't find anything she wrote.
It may be replying to something she wrote a while ago.
Oh, it might be a while ago. Port Charlotte is West Coast. Port St. Lucie is East Coast. Sandra says, don't jinx yourself.
Who?
I don't know, but we don't like to jinx.
Us?
We're not going to do that. Don't worry.
Snowpocalypse?
Snowpocalypse.
I hope you don't get that.
I know. Here's some of these laser check glass.
I mean, I guess we just hang out with y'all during the live.
Right. XF6, only $6. And these are about 15.4 by 20.2. So 15.5 by 20 millimeters. And they're pretty thick. These are 7 millimeters thick. 1 strand available. If you like that.
Susie still watching?
Susie, our neighbor, are you still watching?
We got you a keychain in Memphis, and that's like a year ago or 2 at this point. And I don't remember if we gave it to you or not.
don't remember if we did or not either.
Would you like a Memphis keychain?
Susie, are you still with us?
I feel like we're in the seance.
I know.
Make a sound if you can hear us. Give us a sign.
Sanders, I was referring to you talking about snowstorms. I know, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. When we first moved here, William said, "Oh, it's not snowed, and there's not. It's just a little light dusting of snow. We don't get crazy winter like we're." The first winter I was here by myself, there was a blizzard, and I was all by myself because William went back to Apple,
It was feet deep,
and I was like,
up to the bumper headlights of your truck.
like y'all lied to me."
But ever since then, there's been what? Nothing.
I don't know if nothing.
Well,
I would say nothing.
Hardly anything.
I think also because we were in the apartment, it was harder.
Yeah. Well, and it drifted there too. But also, that is the kind of snow that Pennsylvania used to get every single year.
I don't want it.
Like, that was like light.
People love that stuff. They can have it.
I loved it when I was a kid.
No, I don't need it.
He's like,
You know what?
this
My
is
back
Quartz.
can't deal with it. So
Quartz Nuggets, only $8 for this strand, everybody. XF7.
yeah, I can't deal with that. Because we have to shovel our snow or else we get in trouble. And I don't know. My back can't take it.
Yeah.
If we lived out in the woods and you have to shovel it.
You know where I grew up, we didn't have to shovel unless we were really going somewhere.
Yeah. So.
But my dad also had a plow, so we plowed our way out when he was around.
It's different. But
Yeah. This is vintage Japanese. Look at this old made in Japan tag.
paper label.
A little paper label. One long strand of these little pink glass beads. I think they're glass, right?
Yeah,
Glass. Pink glass beads.
Usually you see those in white. You don't usually see them in pink.
Yeah, I think we've had them in the store in white. These are exactly 3mm. Only $6 for the strand. Vintage Japanese XF8. $6. Made in Japan. Susan says, wow, that's a long strand. Yes, it is.
That's how bees used to come.
And only $6. All right, next up. These are just some fun. These are plastic skulls, 25 cents each. We've got a bunch of them.
I thought those were fun.
Right? The hole goes top to bottom through the top of the skull.
I found those and I was like, oh, those would be so cute. But I know some people like skull.
Yeah. But they're all about the same size. They are all about 13 by 22, somewhere in there.
I saw this teacher online the other day, and they were talking kind of bad about one of the people who was showing their work. And I was like, so is this like what we should expect if we take a class with you? Because I'm not going to take a class with you.
Did you say that?
I think I thunderstruck them too, because then they realized.
Sometimes they need thunderstruck, right?
I think they didn't. That's the thing. I think sometimes people get drunk or high and they go on the internet and they make comments and then they realize after the fact, oh boy, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Oh, this reflects on me somehow.
Yeah. Or they, I don't know. I think sometimes people get jealous, and then they just start talking from a place of insecurity.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure that I don't know what they intended.
This is 20.5 millimeter round lava beads. One strand, only $3.
And you don't have to like everything, because I certainly don't.
No.
But at the same time, don't be such a DICK.
The other lots down there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. You like how I just censored myself?
I didn't see that.
I spelled it out. And
Oh, that one. Yeah. DICK. XF11. Look at these. Andrew grabbed these originally for himself.
Mm-mm. I have a paint that matches this exactly, and that's why I love it. But, you know, I figure getting gas to go in the car is better, so.
This is from Ava. There's some of these German resin baubles, and these large ones are about 17.5 millimeter rounds. XF11. Susan says, "Oh, that color! Wowzer!"
Nice.
Yeah, look at that. One of those available. XF12.
This is not cheap, Dave.
Ooh, I didn't even see that price. 32, but look at how beautiful.
But those are rare, so.
This
When
is
I
that.
saw those, I jumped at it.
This is that antique German glass. Yeah, Andrew jumped at that. Look at those.
Yeah, I was thinking about making rings out of, like, put one and then do like a cold connection.
See that? See, Sandra? Grab these, and then Andrew's gonna make rings with you.
Make one for myself. You know, that's the thing is, I'm thinking of doing more shows next year, because I like to be masochistic, I guess. No, I don't mind doing shows. They are a lot of work, but once you get kind of like in a rhythm, it's not so bad.
About 22 millimeters.
Also, when you pack up, you know, it's not like you have to like unpack every single time.
Not if you keep doing the shows.
Yeah, our problem is that we wait so long in between doing the shows that we have to
sell the stuff.
Repack every time.
Yeah. We also take the stuff out to put it up for sale in other ways, and then pull it back down. And
but we just had like show kit and show stuff.
Amy said, "I saw those at the show and put it back down." Are you regretting that, Amy? Because they're available to you again. Welcome, Amy. Hello, by the way.
Oh, you know, I just finished your pieces, Amy, with the no holes, and they look so good. I was like, wow, I do this all the time.
Got 2 of these available, $8 each. These are the German resin. They are 16 by about 22. Nice neutral color. Floral theme with the feathers on top and bottom. Amy says, TRP, love.
What is it?
Total Request Polymer.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, why are our numbers low tonight? But then I remembered it's Wednesday.
Oh, it's always slow on Wednesday.
Yeah. I don't know. That's such a weird thing.
I think somebody else must be alive tonight.
Because we've only got 10 people watching it. We were up to our 17 or 18. Now we're down to 9.
I don't know. I do think though that the other people are on. We just don't ever pay attention to that anymore. So.
Yeah. So this is that similar design to the ones we just showed you, except it's black and gold. It's got the feather on top and the flowers in the middle.
I love those. You know, there's an artist named Hotcakes, and she uses stuff like that, and I'm like, I want to.
16.5 by 22.
I want to make Moxon like this cute little shopping district.
It would be nice.
And I'm like, I need a store of just my jewelry. Butcher
Well,
block.
you better start working on making your jewelry then.
Don't worry about it, William.
He says, "Don't worry about it, William." He says,
Remember a butcher block?
"Remember Butcher Block?" I do. Oh, these were cool. Everybody loved these when Andrew showed them. These little twisted kind of knot loops.
Mm-hmm. That's plastic, y'all.
Yeah, he grabbed those real quick.
Yeah. And she was going to show them, and I pulled them out. This from me.
And now,
I guess I'm sharing now.
now you're sharing. 10 of them, $8. Although nobody's buying anything, so
Oh, tonight.
yeah.
Well, there's not many people watching.
No,
But you know what? Some people also got paintings, so
I know. Thank you for getting the paintings.
yeah, that makes William less anxious.
Whew. Yeah, it does. We can get maybe another painting or two. That'd really help in my brain. I got the electric bill to pay tomorrow. Amy says, "How about Alan Hart?"
Yeah, there's another metaphysical store, so if they go out of business, then we do it. But yeah, I would.
XF12 has sold. Which one was that? Those were the flowers.
Our friend Sonia and Matt, they have a cute little,
Little.
I mean big.
But yeah, it's like 5 times, maybe more, our store.
Like, we have 2 more stores in here.
It's like,
you know that little side room they have? I was like, what are you going to put in here? And they're like, oh, this is just for my own particular
my filming
use.
and yeah, it's like, oh, that's nice.
I was like, you could have another store right here.
Right. That's what people say about the cottage, though. They're like, you could turn the bead room into a store.
Yeah, we were going to do that until it was $50,000 to renovate it.
Yep.
And I was like,
No.
maybe not. Maybe not.
Look how cool these are.
We're going to have a store, but it's going to be like a speakeasy. And you're going to have to knock twice or 3 times.
You're going to have to know the owners to get in.
Yeah, we don't. We have technology now, so you just be like, "I'm here."
I'm here.
And then
you told me I could come. Oh, here's. Thought we had those bags.
Because I'm like,
I know I'm scrounging for bags. You got a whole box of bags up here. So these are drops. They are about 20 by 27.7. These are really cool.
We're watching a show right now called Hotel Portofino.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Did y'all see that?
On PBS.
It's pretty good.
We're on season 1 of 3.
I
think there's 3 so far.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's next? Got more?
Yeah, it's pretty good so far.
Anna says, love those black and white. I have them.
Which one is it?
The black and whites. These.
They then got raptured from a... Oh, yeah, those ones are fun. They're
Is
nice
this...
and light. I was going to make them into earrings.
This isn't David Christensen, is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Is it?
Early.
Boy, that's a good price. These are big pieces, too. I've never seen his...
Like that.
No. So you can see what I mean. He generally colors his around the inner instead of around the outer.
They may not be David Christensen.
That's how he does them anyway.
Now that I look at it.
You don't think so?
No, they're not as sharp. Maybe, but then that one looks like his, so I don't know.
If it's his early work or not. Anyway, they're priced like they're not his.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just had that little bag of like $32 was a little bag.
By the gram.
Yeah. Boy, if these sold by the gram,
either. A lot.
They would be a lot. These are really cool. XF17. And XF17 has sold. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I can see what sells today. I've got the mail up. So far, just 17 and 12 have sold.
That's it?
That's it.
None of the other stuff?
None of the other stuff.
Oh. That's some good stuff.
I know. I thought for sure the vintage Japanese rounds would go.
How much are they?
Like $6.
You know, maybe they don't like that shade of pink.
$6. Look at this scarab. This is a 2-hole bead. The scarab beetle. $1 only. XF18. $1 only. This is glass, isn't it? Yeah, it's glass.
AB finish.
AB finish glass. XF18. I've never seen some of this stuff, y'all.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
And I finished that Midnight Texas series. She left it open for another book.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if she's going to get around to doing it.
Let's see if I can get these out of here.
Because I hear there's a TV show that they made about it. Maybe when True Blood was popular.
So these are from Janaea Beads.
Janaea starts with a C.
Canada.
No,
That's
Gaia.
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 Yeah.
Cavelli.
So these are head pins.
She used to have dreads. I don't know if she still has dreads.
But they've got these kind of sugary, icy glass pieces on top. It doesn't want to focus. There we go. Which is collecting the cat hair since I took it out of the package. But this is really cool.
Those don't use your good cutters to cut it.
These are steel.
I believe they're steel.
They look like steel.
Don't use your good cutter on it.
Crivello, says Anna. Anna knows. $14 for the 2 of them. That looks like the price a long, long time ago.
Does she still make these? I don't know. I haven't seen her come pop up in a long time.
I don't know her. I don't think.
She used to wear the eyeliner, real like white.
Oh, maybe I do know her.
And she had dreads. Glass bead maker.
XF18 that Scarab has sold. Thank you so much. How are we doing?
Oh, there should be one up there.
No, I ran through them. That was 19.
Oh.
One moment, please. Andrew's digging through things. What are all these cool things in here?
Don't worry about my stuff.
Look at that. A little mushroom glass.
I said don't worry about it.
So stop looking at my... This is what I get. This is why I don't see anything. Oh, these are cool. Typewriter keycaps.
They're not real.
They're just look like typewriter keycaps in pendants. But they're super cool. These under glass? They look like... Yeah, those
little
are...
glass caps somebody did.
So...
They're festive.
A, E, I, O, and C for some reason, the dark ones. And they're $5 for the whole set. $5 for the whole set. And they are about 14.5 millimeters, and then with the bail they go to 18 millimeters. And the back is plain. And they're set in kind of an antique silver color. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 of them for $5. XF20. I know some of you love that typewriter thing. I do.
Yeah, so I don't know. We have a lot to pack tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
Excited, but also dreading packing. That's not the most fun thing in the world for me.
Also, the drive. I'm not looking forward to the. I mean, it'll be fine, but I don't know.
That's good. I'm just showing. I don't know if everyone saw this one.
The big blue sky.
Big blue sky, and then pretty in pink, and then what's this one called?
Sweet and juicy.
Sweet and juicy. I knew it was juicy something. You all seen these pieces from Andrew?
I'm working on a big one.
And then wallflower.
A collector contacted me and they want one that's 1 foot big, long.
1 foot long.
Is that how big you made it?
Think so, yeah.
So, yep.
Yep.
It'll take me a couple months to finish. I mean, I like to do it, and then the cats were stealing stuff last night. That drove me crazy.
Oh, XF20 is sold. Thank you so much. All right, let me flip the camera here, everybody.
Oh, is it?
Are we got more, or that's it?
I had some things that I was kind of looking at, but we can be done.
Yeah.
We can get.
We gotta keep moving, I think. Go buy Andrew's artwork, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Help us out. All right, so we did 20 lots tonight. That's good. That's good. We sold a few. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. I'm gonna send out the email invoices here right after the live, and then we're gonna spend the rest of our night prepping and packing and getting ready. XF9, what was that? Just sold 2 of those. Those are the skulls. Sold 2 of those. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you all for hanging out. It was nice. It was a nice break in between everything. I've been doing a lot of running around today. We went to, like I said, went to the Manos Gallery to pick up Andrew's art before we leave. I made a run to Walmart for some supplies and cat food.
Did you pick up snacks?
I did not pick up snacks. We're gonna have to work on that. Yeah, so it's been a busy day. It's been a busy week. I sent my taxes off, Sandra, this morning, but I don't know how they're. I'm waiting for my tax people to get back, my tax woman to get back to me.
Yeah, send some good energy for that.
Send some good energy for that. That's always scary, especially since we're going to be on the road. While I probably find out what's going on with that and make me nervous.
You'll be fine.
I get nervous about everything, y'all. And yeah,
and
so
then you see me reassuring, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Sometimes that does help. Sometimes it's good just to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think you go and you spiral.
I spiral.
And if you don't have somebody to stop you, then
I keep spiraling. Going. Yes.
But there's a thing that I learned about. They're called thought terminating statements, and usually they're not used for that.
No.
It's like it means you're changing the subject or you're done. Like it makes you stop thinking about it. Like I do this thing where I say, "Oh well." Yeah. And that makes me shut my brain off from that topic.
And it also tells everyone else it's not going any further than that. Like, there's no point in discussing it. You've terminated that subject line from everyone.
But some people don't pick up on that. So that doesn't always work. But it is something to be said about that when you use that for your own.
Yeah, that's not easy.
You can
I also have, like, I think maybe, I don't know, do people without an internal monologue get as anxious? Because my internal monologue goes off and just talks about all the bad things that could happen. Sue says I get nervous about everything too, William. I never used, you know what? I go back and forth on this because I used to think when I was young, I was not anxious. And I used to say I got anxious around the time I got vitiligo and my dad was doing the things he was doing, and that it was trauma from all that, and coming out as gay, and then I became very anxious. But you know what? I was thinking the other day, and I was in elementary school, and I remember telling the gym teacher how sick I was to my stomach every gym class. And he finally said, you know what? You're just making this up. And I was not making it up, but I would make myself physically ill from the thought of going into gym class. And that was just when I was young. It was, you know, the idea of being picked last, or the idea of having to do something that I wasn't comfortable with. And that just came to me, and I was like, that was elementary school. So I've had some kind of anxiety. I just was a high functioning anxiety person for a while, and then the panic attacks caught up to me. But yeah, it's been with me for quite a while, and the trauma, I'm sure, did not help. Anna says, yeah, anxiety, it will be fine. Fake it until you make it. I'm not great at that. I'm not great at faking it till I make it. I wish I could be.
I kind of feel like it's not necessarily faking. It's making a statement and then working through that. So it's acknowledging your issues that you need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
It's making a positive affirmation and then working through that to reach your end goal. So faking kind of has that illusion that kind of feel that you're not being genuine. And it's not necessarily about being genuine in the healing process, or it's not necessarily being disingenuously when it's about healing. It's about kind of it's a process. It's not an event. So if you say, I'm well, and then all of a sudden you're well, that'd be one thing.
That's magic.
But even magic, you have to do stuff to put things in motion and go through. Like ritual, what is ritual? It's any action or series of actions that has a repeatable result. So,
So I have the ritual of repeating my anxiety,
so
which is true.
You acknowledge it, and then you can break it. That's like words have power. You can kind of turn those things off in your brain if you can get to that level.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Sandra says assumption of positivity.
Yeah,
gotta
let's do that.
assume the positive, right? I'm bad at that. I assume the negative, and that comes from my I know where that comes from.
Well, I've talked to your dad.
he's like that.
One time we were sitting, he was like, well, there are some people who deserve happiness and there are some people who don't. And I was like, huh? And he was like, I was just born not to be happy. And I was like, I don't think that's like maybe a good.
Yeah. But we always, growing up, we would joke about it, but it would be like the Jones curse. Like things go wrong for the Joneses.
Well, you cursed yourself. That's what it is.
And that, there you go. And then we started thinking about that, and it was like, okay, well.
And he does have bad luck, but he also rushes to do stuff sometimes. So that's why,
Yeah. Anna says, I'm not either. I just pretend while my stomach tears itself to ribbons.
Oh, no.
Sandra says, I have been making myself do that for the last month or so. And Anna says, me too, always negative thoughts. Yeah, I'm trying to change that around. I'm trying to be like, okay, if I can think about these negative things, there's obviously the other side, right? Everything has the other side.
Well, you can turn it around. That's a Pema Chodron technique, where you take something like a negative statement and then you turn it into a positive statement. Or you take something that gives you anxiety and you make it into something that gives you relief. And you look incredulous, but that's a thing.
No, I'm just like, how does that feel? How does that work? But yeah,
Practice.
Called practice. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully you all have a great rest of your week and weekend.
I know try to check in from
we will try to check in. And I know Sandra's going to have a great weekend because she's going to get to hang out with us.
Don't build it up too much, but I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah. Anna says it's hard for sure working on it. Yes. Me too,
it's
Anna.
A process.
Me
and
too.
Give yourself grace too. But I can already tell you've made major strides in things and
trying to.
So anyway,
thank you all so much.
There was that thought terminating statement.
And there it went right there. See that? We're done talking about that now. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful week. We will check in from North Carolina when we can, or anywhere along the way, possibly. And we hope you are doing wonderfully. Stay safe out there. Have a great one, everyone. I'm going to go finish some dinner. Bye, everybody.
See ya.